Welcome to Inspire on the Go. This season, we are featuring stories of transformation. Each person has a story, and we want to celebrate what God is doing in the lives of others. As you listen to today's episode, I encourage you to think about your story. How is God working in your life? I promise you, He is on the move. Grab your cup of coffee and enjoy this episode of Inspire on the Go. Hey, sweet friends, it's Andrea. I hope that your day is off to a great start. We are talking all things Inspire Women's Conference. I hope that you have already marked your calendar. I hope that you're praying about the friends that you're going to invite. I hope that your local church is promoting Inspire Women's Conference and gathering their women and really making a plan to come and to be a part of this amazing day. I'm going to go on the record, and this is a little bit risky, but I really think we're going to sell out this year. And, you know, it's not about having a sellout crowd. It's not about having a certain number. It's about the lives that can be touched and impacted and changed with the gospel of Jesus Christ. We're going to be talking about flourishing together and really what it looks like to flourish in all the different areas of our life and how freedom is available to us in and through Jesus. We're going to be looking at John chapter 15. We're going to talk about abiding and just how God is faithful to move. Anybody need that reminder today that God is so faithful, that He sees you, that He loves you, that He knows you, that He has a plan and a purpose for your life, that you can trust Him, and that flourishing looks like just living for Him and living to Him and living through Him. And I'm just so excited. I just sense that God is preparing our hearts, that He's going to bring us together, that He's going to move among us, and then He's going to send us back out into our homes and our churches and our communities with the good news of Jesus. And so I hope to see you at Inspire. I want to continue to dig into the details of Inspire. Last week on our last episode on Inspire on the Go, we talked about 10 reasons why you and your friend should be at Inspire. And on that episode, we covered the big picture of Inspire. I think all of your questions will be answered if you go back and listen to that episode. And if they're not, reach out to us and we'll be sure and answer those questions for you. So today, what I plan to do is maybe do some deeper dive into some of the details of Inspire that will help you not only know how to register for Inspire, but also will hopefully get you really excited about what you can expect that day. I mentioned on our last episode about how Inspire just provides an opportunity for all of the different Arkansas Baptist women to gather together. Women from all over our state coming to one central location for a special day of worship and teaching and connection. And so what I want to focus on in this podcast episode is our connection group time. And our connection group time is just really special. It's a time that is carved out right in the middle of our day where you get to get into smaller groups and you get to just connect with other women. I think that's one thing that we learned during COVID is that fellowship or connection and relationships are so important. And while technology is really good, today's a perfect example of that. I am sitting in my kitchen recording this podcast, talking to you, and I'm so grateful for that technology. There's just nothing like seeing a sweet friend in person and being able to hug her neck and being able to connect and really share about our stories and about our life and about what God's doing in our life and maybe even about some of our challenges and certainly being able to share our prayer requests. And so that's what connection group time is. It's a chance to get into smaller groups and to share and to connect and to pray. And one strategy that we always want to think about at Inspire is how can we make sure to the best of our ability that every single woman is seen and heard and loved. Like that is so important to us. And we even got some really great feedback last year after Inspire 2022 to help us know how to do that even better. And so you're going to see changes at Inspire 2023 that are intentional strategies for us to hopefully make sure that every single woman is seen and heard and loved and just had that opportunity to make connections. And so we do that primarily through our connection group time. Connection group time will take place after the main session and before lunch. It's 1 hour of time. And during that time, you're going to spread out across the campus. And our Inspire leadership team will be leading those connection group times. And so two women will be leading those times, and they'll share just a little bit of their story with you and what flourishing looks like in their life. And then you'll have the chance to circle up and to talk about what flourishing looks like in your life. And so there's one group that's going to do something different, and I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But I want to walk through the different connection group options for you so that when you register, you can know what you want to do or what you need to do during that block of time, that 1 hour of time after the first session and before lunch. You'll notice if you go on absc.org/inspire and scroll down to about the middle of the page, there is a place where it talks about the connection groups that are offered. I want to walk through those connection groups and let you know the different options, and then I'll talk about the registration process. The first connection group that's listed is the General Inspire Connection Group. So this is kind of the default group. If you're not sure where you're supposed to go, this is the group that you need to select. And this is where the bulk of our women will find themselves. And we will split the women up who register for the Inspire Connection Group into groups of 100 and disperse them to classrooms and meeting areas where they can then get into smaller groups of 3 to 5. And so the Inspire Connection Group, it is your general group for our Inspire participants. So if the other categories do not fit you or do not represent your interests or or do not meet your needs, then the Inspire Connection Group is the one you need to register for. The second group that I want to talk to you about, and I have quite a bit of details to share with you about this, is our WMU Missions Celebration. So I don't know if you're familiar with Arkansas WMU or not, but let me tell you just a little bit about Arkansas WMU. It is led by Debbie Moore and Laura Bramlett. Arkansas WMU is connected to National WMU, which represents Women's Missionary Union. And this is a wonderful organization that is about missions discipleship and missions education. And so Arkansas WMU is coming on board with Inspire Women's Conference, and they are taking part in all things Inspire. And during connection group time, Arkansas WMU is going to meet for their own group, and they're calling it their mission celebration. And during that time, they're going to have their business meeting. They're going to hear from some different personalities, which I'll tell you about in just a few minutes. They're going to eat together. They're going to fellowship together, and they're going to share stories and highlights of what's happening in the area of missions globally. And so it's going to be a really exciting time. And I want to let you know that if you go on our page, absc.org/inspire, and you scroll down to the midway section under the connection groups, and you highlight or you select Mission Celebration, WMU Mission Celebration, it will take you to an events page on the ABSC website where you can get all of the details about Arkansas WMU on board with Inspire Women's Conference. And there you will learn that Debbie and Laura in Arkansas WMU, they've invited Sandy Wisdom Martin, who is the National WMU Executive Director and Treasurer, to come, and she's going to be speaking during that time. I was just sharing with our Inspire team how blessed we are to have Sandy Wisdom Martin with us. She is on the national platform. She speaks nationally and internationally. She has a heart for mission. She's an incredible leader, and we are so blessed to have her at Inspire. You will see her on the Inspire panel if she's able to stay for the afternoon session, just because we want everybody in Arkansas to hear from Sandy, to hear her experiences, a little bit of her story, and just her perspective on missions. And so very thankful that Sandy's going to be able to join them. And then they also are going to have Amber Hill, who is with the IMB, or the International International Mission Board. She serves in Brazil as a missionary, so she's going to be here sharing her stories and giving testimony to what God is doing in Brazil. And then the women from the Refugee Sewing Society in Clarkston, Georgia will also be a part of the Arkansas WMU Mission Celebration. And I don't know if you remember, if you were at Inspire 2022, the Refugee Sewing Society was with us last year in the vendor area, in the vendor section of Inspire, and maybe you had a chance to buy some earrings or a bag or a bracelet or some kind of wonderful handmade artisan craft that was made by the individuals with Refugee Sewing Society. All of the money that they raise goes right back into supporting refugees and missions. And so we are so excited to have them back at Inspire 2023 in the vendor area, but also joining Arkansas WMU. So if you are connected to Arkansas WMU and you want to register for Inspire, then you go through the normal registration process and then you click Arkansas WMU Mission Celebration for your connection group time. And we will have a bag ready for you that will be suited to your meeting needs whenever you come to Inspire. So everything that you need will be in your bag. The Arkansas WMU ladies will also stay together for lunch, so they'll have an extended time together. So we are so excited for Arkansas WMU to be on board with Inspire Women's Conference, and we are so thankful that we are better together. And so be sure and register for WMU Mission Celebration if you're a part of Arkansas WMU, or if you'd like to learn more about WMU and about missions. That'd be a great place and a great time to do that. Our next connection group that I want to tell you about is the Ministers' Wives and Church Planting Wives Connection Group. Now, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. This connection group is designed for all ministry wives. So it's not just the senior pastor or the lead pastor's wife. It is if you are a youth pastor's wife, or if you are a executive pastor's wife, or if you are the worship minister or worship pastor's wife. It is for all ministers' wives. It's also for church planting wives. And we're just excited for what God is doing in really the vision of ministering to our church planters' wives and our established church wives. You may be familiar, maybe you've heard Vicki Lee. She is heading up the effort of establishing fellowship groups across the state of Arkansas and really helping wives connect regionally so that they can develop friendships, so that they can have prayer partners, so that whenever there's a challenging season in their family or in their church or just in life in general, and sometimes a pastor's wife doesn't know who they can talk to and who they can really be honest with and be open with and be transparent with. We hope to create safe places for our ministry wives where they can have a friend in ministry. And so the way that we are hoping to do that, praying that the Lord will allow us to do that, is through the development of fellowship groups across the state of Arkansas. And Vicki and her equipping team are doing a fantastic job of casting the vision for that, helping to get groups up and running, and they'll also be leading this particular connection group at Inspire. So if you are a minister's wife or a church planting wife, then register for Inspire just like you normally would. And in the connection group time, you just pick the Ministers' Wives group. And Vicki and her team will be there leading that group, and they will be so excited to meet you and to share with you in person all the incredible opportunities for you as a minister's wife in Arkansas. Because, friend, there are a lot of opportunities for you to be encouraged and for you to be equipped. Then the next connection group is the Student Connection Group, and this is for our high school students. So if you have finished junior high and all the way up through high school, and if you want, if you're maybe a freshman in college, if you feel more comfortable in the student group, you can register for that. or you can go to the general Inspire group. That kind of is up to you. But this connection group, this student connection group, is really designed for junior high and senior high girls. We had about 50 last year at Inspire, and we are hearing that churches are bringing their teens this year. And so we're preparing for more than 50. We're preparing for a really great group of young girls and women to come to Inspire. And there's a couple different reasons why we're hosting this particular connection group. One, we love our teen girls. Like, we really believe in them, and we really believe that God is working among them. And so we want to celebrate that, and we want to highlight that, and we want to create a place for them. And number two, we really want to begin to be intentional to bridge that gap between teen ministry, our girls ministry, and women's ministry. You see, my friends, I'm talking to my friends who are my age, us older ladies, we've got to take the ownership in this relationship. We've got to be intentional. We've got to reach out, and we've got to provide steps and opportunities and build that bridge for the teen girls to be invited to come to our events, but also just to be engaged in discipleship processes and mentorship relationships, so that we are leaving a legacy that they can step into. And our leadership team and Sherry Edwards and I have talked about this so many different times. Like, we really want to be intentional about this. We want to create pathways where young girls can thrive in life, in ministry, and where they can look to individuals and say, hey, that's how you do that. And, there's a generation that's gone before me, and now I'm going to step in there, and I'm going to be that next generation who's living out my faith. In my home, in my church, in my community, in my workplace, just wherever the Lord leads, I will go. And so some really tangible, small ways that we're trying to do that is through just bringing teen girls to Inspire and just saying, hey, come and be a part. And you are welcomed here. You are wanted here. We are preparing for you, and we're so excited for you to be joining us. And so we're really excited about that. So women's ministry leaders, invite your teen girls. Moms, invite your daughters. Aunts, invite your nieces. And let's do this together. Throughout Inspire, throughout the day, the teen girls will be with, our Inspire participants that they came with. So we don't want the teen girls just to be dropped off at the church. They need a chaperone there from the church just to make sure that they make it through the day, and that they're safe, and that somebody's with them. But during that connection group time, they will have their own space. They will have their own place. And we're so excited that Amy Daniel, one of our Inspire team members, she is leading out the student group, and she has such a passion for teen girls. And so we're very, very thankful for that. Okay, the final group that I want to tell you about, and this is a new addition to our connection group time, and one that I think is just going to continue to grow. And this is for any women's ministry leader. So if you lead the women's ministry in your church, if you're on the women's ministry team, and let me just peel the onion just a little bit more. If you organize, if you are that go-to woman, that go-to gal in your local church that organizes the Serve Project Day or the fellowship meal or the events, the Bible studies, maybe you organize the mentorship program or processes at your church. If you are that key person or one of those key individuals in your local church, we want to invite you to be a part of the connection group time that is designated for Arkansas Baptist women in leadership, because you, my friend, are a leader. And so sometimes we struggle to say that about ourselves. Sometimes we struggle if we check all the boxes of a leader. But truly, the real truth is all of us are leaders, because all of us have influence. All of us have roles and responsibilities that influence other people. But we have to realize that God raises up individuals within the local church to organize and to cast vision and to implement that vision and to really invest and pour into the members of the church. And we know that there are many women out there who are doing that. And we want to pour into you. That's our heart as Arkansas Baptist women who want to establish networking processes and leadership development processes and resources for you in your leadership journey. So come and be a part of the Arkansas Baptist Women in Leadership Networking Group. Let me tell you what you can expect there. Number one, Sherry Edwards is going to lead this connection group time. You know Sherry. You love Sherry. You've heard from her. She's been on the podcast recently, doing some incredible teaching from Thrive Collective. You're also going to have the opportunity to meet and to interact with our networking leaders who are scattered across the state of Arkansas, who serve in their regional area as a resource and encouragement to women's ministry leaders in their area. We have an ongoing process of networking. Our networking groups meet 3 or 4 times a year, and they meet in order to simply encourage women's ministry leaders in their regional area. Those meetings have developed friendships between women's ministries in cities and in regions where they work together to do events or host Bible studies or nights of worship. It's just incredible. And we want you to be a part of that. We want your church to be a part of that. So I know for some it's going to be a big step of faith. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable because you're asking, am I really a leader? If you're feeling that tension and you're wondering, should I be in this group? The answer is yes. You should most likely be in this group. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or to Sherry, and we will be glad to talk to you about that. So we are excited about Inspire. We're excited about our connection group times. When you go through the registration process, we want to give you plenty of a heads up about this. When you go through the registration process, there's 2 options. You can register as an individual or register as a group. If you're registering yourself as an individual, then you input your information, you select your connection group time, you put your credit card in, and you process it, and then you're good to go. Then whenever you arrive at Inspire, you'll come up to the individual registration table, and we will check you in, and then you will go and get your bag. If you are registering a group, if your church is going to register together, you will either need to know your people well enough to know which connection group they're going to, so that when you put their names in, you can assign them to the correct connection groups, or you need to ask them. And so I know that might be a little bit more legwork, but we really want to be organized. We really want to make sure that we have the right people in the right groups so that they can be encouraged according to their passions and giftings and callings. Let me give one quick shout out, or maybe an advantage to registering as a group. While it may be a little bit more work on the front end because you're gathering the women, you're gathering the names, you're gathering the money, you're gathering and asking which connection group they want to be in. Let me tell you where it's easy. When you walk up at Inspire to the group registration table, one person, your leader or one member from your group that has been assigned to check in your group can check in 30 or 40 or 50 people in about 2 seconds, because you're all going to be on one registration, and then you can go pick up your Inspire bag. And so you can weigh out how you want to do that as a women's ministry leader, and then proceed according to what works for you and for your local church. Okay, I am excited about Inspire. We are, by God's grace, ahead of the game in planning, so we're so thankful for that. We are going to be focusing or putting out a 10-week content plan that has Inspire share squares, Inspire promotional details, and Inspire prayer prompts. If you would like to be a part of posting those share squares on your social media account or your church's social media account, I'm going to ask you to email me, alennon@absc.org, and just let me know, hey, I want to be in the Inspire Insider group. I want to be someone who shares on social media about Inspire. And then in August, you will receive an email that will have the share squares as well as the promotional content the day that we're asking you to promote or to post that content, and exactly the details that you need to post. And so it's very simple, but it's very important. And here's why it's important. As we work together, we can reach so many more women. And I know that we have listeners all across, Arkansas and way beyond Arkansas. And let me give a shout out to all of our girls who live outside of Arkansas, and we would love for you to join us for Inspire. Make it a girls trip. Just come on. We're going to be in Russellville. There's all kinds of great things to do in the natural state. You can make this a destination location. You can make it a destination trip for you and your friends. Come and be a part of what God is doing. But we really want to reach women with the gospel of Jesus Christ. We are praying for lives to be changed. We're praying for women to come to faith in Christ. We're praying for women to know what it looks like to flourish and then actually to walk in that calling and to walk that out. I'm excited about our panel time. We're going to do something different there, as we're going to be just really, hopefully, by God's grace, sharing examples of what it looks like to flourish in all aspects of our life. And so we have an exciting day planned for you. So we want you to be a part of it. So learn more and register at absc.org/inspire. If you have any questions, then be sure and email me, alennon@absc.org. And if you would like to be a part of that promotional plan and that promotional process, shoot me an email about that, and I will make sure that you have the content that you need in plenty of time to post it on your social media accounts. I want to end by just saying how much I love you and how so very thankful I am for you. You are a sweet friend, but you're a sweet sister, and I'm so thankful that we get to do life and ministry together. So enjoy your summer and get ready for Inspire Women's Conference, which is happening on Saturday, September 23rd at First Baptist Church in Russellville. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening. I hope today's episode helps you embrace the full, free, abundant life that God provides. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe to Inspire on the Go. If you would like more encouragement to help you grow in your faith, visit my website at AndreaLennonMinistry.org. Come back next time and enjoy another episode of Inspire on the Go.